Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm your host, Raleen Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel every Monday to Thursday, right here on this very platform. And don't forget, if you don't want to, or you miss out, or you would prefer to get your news on YouTube, we also have a YouTube channel at the Israel Brief, and the more of you who subscribe, the easier it is for us to get Israel's side of the story out to the masses. So if you're not watching this on Facebook but would rather watch on the Israel Brief, don't forget to click on the red subscribe button and help us tell Israel's story. But without further ado, let's take a look at those top stories. And making headlines, as it does every day, is the COVID-19 virus and the impact that it is having on Israel. In the last 24 hours, there is a lot of concern because infections have spiked by 300, and the health ministry, the government, are trying to look at the best ways to regulate this, but also keep the economy open to give it a boost. Earlier today, the Knesset voted to extend the emergency regulations that would give the government more time or the permission to impose new restrictions. Also today, news coming out that the Health Minister Yuli Edelstein and Finance Minister Israel Katz are at a bit of loggerheads. The Finance Minister wants to reopen cultural events like theatres and plays and films, but and also the train services. But the Health Minister says, given that we are seeing a significant spike, we might have to put the brakes on that. So there's a little bit of pushback from each side, but we will keep you updated as to what will hopefully be reopening soon. But let's take a look at those important numbers, because at the end of the day, it is all about the numbers. And since the start of the global pandemic, some 19,637 confirmed cases have been recorded in Israel, with 303 fatalities. At the moment, there are 3,875 people infected with COVID-19, 37 of them serious and 27 needing ventilators, and 15,459 people have made full recoveries. In other news, and this time we go a little bit further afield to the United Arab Emirates, and a senior official in the UAE government has come out and said that it's time for the country to start making more moves towards normalizing ties with Israel. Now, this is an extraordinary step, and it follows a op-ed that was featured in an Israeli daily just over the weekend, saying that, or rather imploring Israel to not go ahead with plans to annex certain settlements and areas of the Jordan Valley. Now, despite this, the senior official says that the time has come to make a separation between political disagreements regarding the Palestinians, but also looking at ways that the Arab countries like the UAE could engage in discussions with Israel, could normalize ties with Israel, could look at ways that are mutually beneficial both to the UAE and to Israel. This is really, really extraordinary language. This is something we haven't heard in many, many years. In fact, since the inception of the modern state of Israel. And this would be an incredible boon and win, not just for the state of Israel, but for the whole region, if we could increase cooperation on many other levels. And the official went on to say that the policies of boycotts from the Arab world to Israel have had no positive effects, or haven't had the desired results they were hoping they would have, and now is the time for more rapprochement between the Arab world and Jerusalem. So this is really, really incredible, and we hope that these words will become something tachlis, as we say here in Israel, and we will see business and cooperation increasing between the two countries. But in other news, and this time we go to the United States, and well-known actress and comedian Chelsea Handler has been in the hot water over the last couple of days. And this follows actions or activity by another famous rapper last week, Ice Cube, who tweeted a whole lot of anti-Semitic tweets on the social media platform, and also pushed some of the rhetoric by arch anti-Semite and leader of the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan made a global infamy for some of his statements regarding women, the LGBTQ community, but also the Jewish communities, in fact, referring to Jews as termites. Now, Chelsea Handler on her social media platform, Instagram, shared a video clip taken from the Phil Donahue show, and basically said that, you know, the words are incredible and this is what we need to hear. Now, she's been under attack by many, including myself and the Simon Wiesenthal Center, who said, you know, you are sharing the words of somebody who is an arch anti-Semite. This is somebody who has no time, no solidarity, no inclination, in fact, a lot of ill will towards Jews, towards members of the LGBTQ community, and is in essence a misogynist. Now, she refused to back down. In fact, she doubled down, saying that, you know, those out there who are accusing her of promoting somebody who uses rhetoric like Hitler must remember that Hitler killed millions, while Farrakhan is just defending his anti-Semitism. There's nothing defensible about anti-Semitism, Chelsea. And the criticism that she has taken has been so much that she has now removed the offensive video. But, you know, it goes back to something that we've been saying over the last couple of weeks. You cannot fight racism by promoting anti-Semitism or intolerance of another minority community. So those are the top stories making headlines. Don't forget, you can check out our content online at our website at www.layoftheland.online. You can visit our Facebook page, and we're growing, and we would love you to be a part of it if you aren't already. Go to @Lottel's site, look out for our very fetching picture that looks like this, and give us a like or a follow. And don't forget to share our content. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we are at the Israel Brief. Click on that big red subscribe button. So with today's edition of the Israel Brief, I'm Rolene Marks, and we will speak again tomorrow.